Hey, that fan is so loud. Hey, welcome. I am your host, helping you navigate the notary space. Number one notary educator. How is it going this morning? How is it going? Yes, we're going to have some frank conversation today. I want to welcome those who will listen to the podcast, those who will watch the replay. I forgot to grab me some water. Well, I don't want to leave the camera. I think I should be okay. Thought I cut the volume off on my phone. I guess I did not. Okay, so we'll let YouTube do what it does, and then we'll get into it. For those of you who may be new, though, just briefly, again, I'm Kimmi Nunnally, number one notary educator. I teach notaries nationwide how to overcome their fears of stamping documents. It's just really that simple. I also help notaries gain the confidence that they need to go out and handle any piece of paper. Okay, not just focusing on the marketing piece, which is important, but I know that if you have a great foundation in knowing your craft, that's when you're going to make the money. So you won't hear me flashing, well, you can make $100,000 a year. You can, but you got to know what you're doing first. Hey, S. Abdul, how are you? Thank you again for offering to be my witness. I really appreciate that. The client, as I told you, actually decided to do it on Saturday, so now my sister can go. Yeah, but I did save your number and I put witness and YouTube and the whole nine. So, because sometimes it's hard to get witnesses. So I really appreciate that. The client's father actually ended up having a doctor's appointment. So again, I appreciate you offering, and I got a witness list, which I encourage you all to have also. You never know when you're going to need a witness, and the documents do not move without a witness. They don't. So people will say, well, you don't have to worry about that. That's why I teach that in the mentorship program. It's an instrumental part. I teach it here on YouTube. Also, it's an instrumental part of your business is having a list of witnesses ready to go, because we recently had a situation where one of our mentees actually offered the service and actually, had to kind of scramble a little bit. So even though you have a witness list, it doesn't mean that everyone on that list is going to be available when you need them. But at least having a list is better than not having one, right? I always say, let's stay ready so we don't have to get ready. All right. So today, though, I want to talk a little bit about, hey, Paula Moore, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Today, I want to talk a little bit about overcoming some of your fears in this notary space. What are some of your fears? I'll tell you the most popular ones that I receive, and it's stopping people from making money. If you've been watching the news any time, you're finding that every day you wake up, UPS is laying off, FedEx is laying off. I just read, I think it was Southwest, one of the airlines is laying off. Let me see which airlines it is. One of the airlines is laying off. I think it was Spirit. Spirit Airlines is laying off people. So the layoffs just keep coming, guys. We have to figure out a way to make money, to have our own businesses. We have to. Right here, I'm looking. This is 8 hours ago in the tech space. Microsoft is laying off. Oracle. Oracle. Intel. That's in the tech space. Okay. The government, the United States government. We know what happened recently with that. Layoffs, Nike, Meta, all these different companies, right? So we put all of our stock into these companies thinking that they're going to take care of us for the rest of our lives, which we know most 401ks and retirement plans are gone, correct? So we need to have our own businesses. And the best business that you could have, in my opinion, and many of you already have your notary commission. Many of you already started this journey, or you're just starting it and you don't know how to make it actually work for you because you're afraid. What if I mess up a document? What if I stamp it incorrectly? What if I'm in one state and the client is in another state? Can I still notarize that? These are all common questions that I get. I got this in the chat yesterday. You guys were here. Hey, Marcel, how are you, my friend? How are you? Girl, it's been a while. How's everything going? Good to see you here. Yeah, so a lot of you have a lot of fears. So let's talk about some of these fears. That's going to be our topic for the next all week, actually. Overcoming some of these fears and how we can get some of this money that's on the table. You know, my sister just became a notary, had no interest in the business, period. She'd been watching me do it for years. And the icing on the cake for her, the one thing that made my sister say, you know what, I'm about to check this thing out. It's a couple reasons. I'll let her tell her own story. She's going to join me Monday night. She's going to join me on Monday. I'm going to actually interview her. But one of the was two things actually. One, she just like, you know what? I'm tired of the hustle and bustle of my job. She's in the medical field, just ripping and running all day long with patients, and she loves that. She's been doing it for years. But now she's at a place she doesn't want to do that anymore. She just wants to run her own business, have something that she owns, and that's why I've been kind of preaching that. If you notice, the last couple of weeks, because I didn't know so many women work for the government and that many people were laid off. I just didn't know. Hey, a place for her. How are you? Good morning. Hey, Angela. How's it going this morning? Yeah, I didn't know that many people work for the government, right? And they just came through and just laid everybody off. And you better have a plan B, okay? You better have a plan B. I would eventually love for your plan B, your own business. Okay, B for business. Did you like that? I would like your plan B, your own business, to eventually become your plan A. But a lot of us are not taught how to build a business. We're afraid of the documents. We have our commission. We're all over the place. Just like my conversation, right? It's like, Kimmi, what are you talking about? I'm talking about being afraid of starting your own business. I'm talking about being afraid of the documents. I'm talking about being afraid of a lack of knowledge. Now, my conversation is not to scare you. My conversation is to help you understand that you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Let's see, we got a place for her says, good morning, Kimmi, and chat listening from work here in Florida. Cool. It's a good place to be is at work, right? You need a job. You need a job. Got bills to pay. S. Abdul says, just retired from post office and loving it. Yeah. Hey, Martha. How are you? And congrats on your retirement. Now, that's great. You have a retirement, S. Abdul, but the majority of us don't have jobs that we're retiring from. The pension plan, the retirement plan is gone. It's gone for most jobs. And you could be there for 29 years and they come in there the next day and like, you know what? So again, this is not to frighten you, but it's to say, let's just go ahead and start preparing, guys. You have your commission. So what are some of the things that you're afraid of? What are some of the things you're afraid of? The number one thing I hear is people saying, I'm afraid of, and it is sad, S. Abdul. It's sad. It's sad that you work somewhere 29 years and they come in year number 30 and they're like, thanks, bye. We're going to get somebody younger that we don't have to pay all this to. My dad retired from Ford Motor. He was there 40 something years. I think it was like 40. And Ford Motor, my dad worked for them. Now, they weren't just cutting checks, okay? They weren't just cutting checks. He worked for Ford Motor. But my dad worked for Ford Motor. When he retired, they took care of my mama till she was gone, okay? Ford Motor was great to my family, but those kind of jobs aren't around anymore, okay? Those kind of jobs are not around anymore. They may be few and far between, but the majority of us, we're going to be working until we're in the 80s, okay? We're going to be working. Now, the key is, do you want to work for yourself? You want to work for somebody else? Do you want to have to work for, because there's nothing wrong with working in your 80s. There's nothing wrong with that. The point is, do you have to do it or do you want to do it? Okay? Do you have to do it or do you want to do it? So I've been talking also about, I'm waiting on you to drop some of your fears in the chat, okay? I'm waiting on you to drop some of your fears. So let's talk about the first one, and then we'll come back to the other conversation, if I remember. So the main thing with being afraid of the documents, because that's what a lot of people say, I'm so afraid of the documents. Knowledge is power. You cannot wait until you get a signing, and then you want to go in the Facebook group and try to learn how to notarize. You cannot. That's not how you learn a business. Now you can learn some things because YouTube is called YouTube University, right? You can learn some things, but you can't typically learn the whole business or any part of it. And I see it in Facebook a lot of times. Hey, I got this signing. What do I put here? It is something basic like your name. Something basic like your title. So that lets me know this poor person needs some training. They need training. You have to learn the job that you have right now. Did you just go in there and just start working? Or were you able to just type in Facebook, hey, I'm working over here at whatever company. They typically have a handbook, they have something or someone to teach you what to do, right? Right? Something. A manual, handbook, hands-on training, you usually shadow somebody, etc., right? Right? Now, for some reason though, people think in the States probably have a little bit to do with this. They give you your commission, and again, I'll let my sister tell her story because she was completely shocked. Fortunately, she has me. I even made her before she went and got her commission, which is what I tell you guys. I made her get my book so she can know exactly what she was getting into. So for those of you who may be completely new, I have written a book for each state. Start your notary business in your state. I think this one is Indiana. We got Georgia, Florida. All 50 states have their own book. All 50. So I made my sister do the whole process because eventually I would love for her to work with me and teaching people. I would love for that. But you can't teach something you don't know. That's not what we do. No more than I tell you to go out there and pretend you're a notary. Or because your state told you are a notary, they gave you a commission, you don't have any education on how to properly notarize and execute these documents, right? So she was completely surprised that when she did go to take the test, some of the things she'd been watching in my YouTube video, she was like, well, they didn't talk about that. They didn't talk about how to handle that situation. I'm like, they're not going to. They give you bare minimum. And your states will tell you too, you might need some additional education because they're not in the business of teaching you how to run a notary business. They're giving you some basic laws that were passed. So I want you to know how to properly execute documents. That's why I have Notarize Like a Pro. In Notarize Like a Pro, it goes over acknowledgement. It goes over a jurat, how to administer an oath, why you need to administer an oath. People, even in session last night, our Notary Business Success Mentor Program, we had someone that admitted, hey, I haven't been doing it. I didn't know I needed to. I didn't know I needed a journal. I didn't know what to write in a journal. So all of these things you must know, and it builds your confidence. It helps you overcome your fear. And now you're ready to have a full-blown business. Now you're ready to start accepting loan signings and start accepting power of attorney signings, okay? General notary work. And I realized I was talking about apostilles yesterday, and something just hit me and said, Kimmi, you always say you got to be a great notary before you can do these additional services, which is true. And I'm going to still take you on my journeys with me because that's what I do. I'm not just learning the business all day. I'm actually doing the business. So I did an apostille job yesterday. I took you guys on that. Not apostille, it was a translation. My bad. It's translation. I'm getting confused because my original topic today was about an apostille that went bad. That was my original topic. And I was like, what? I realized a lot of people are just so afraid they're not doing apostilles because they're not even doing general notary work or regular notary work yet. So I want to help you overcome your fears. And a great place to start is either Notarize Like a Pro. That course is 60% off. Coupon code is WIN2025. And it's going to take you step by step. It's a quick course. It's not a lot of modules. Now, it's also included in our Notary Business Success Program. And the reason I created the program is because I really want to be there for you. I don't want you just to buy a course and then you don't have a resource, a human resource. That's me and my team. We meet every single week. Every single week. We've been meeting every single week for almost 3 years now. Almost 3. almost 3. We have been meeting every single week. Someone's teaching session. I'm usually in most of them because I'm just that passionate about you learning the business and learning it correctly. Okay, let's get this comment here. Angela says, well, actually, let's go back a little bit. Martha says, how am I? I'm doing good, Martha. Nothing new, girl. Just got a job before I came live. And he was like, can you come at, I was like, I can come at 3 because I'm actually here and do my live right quick. And I already put it out on all kind of emails and stuff. So if you have any questions, though, please, this is the time. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be afraid. Let me help you, okay? Go ahead and like and subscribe for me, too. I see y'all already hitting the like button. I love it. Martha says, yeah, so let's get, S. Abdul says, this is my new journey. Yeah, it's a beautiful journey. And I love being a notary because it allows me to talk to people. I love talking to people. It allows me to make my money, okay? Because I got to work. Just talking to people don't pay bills. But I do enjoy what I do. I love power of attorneys. I love helping people. And if you love all of the above, like I just mentioned, the notary space is probably going to work for you. But you got to overcome your fear of not knowing what to do. And the best way to do that is to let me teach you. If it's not me, let somebody teach you. Okay? But just be clear, it doesn't take 200 modules to learn the business. It just doesn't. You don't have to have any certifications other than the NNA. And even that, okay, the certification from the NNA is only required if you want to work with certain companies. Now, I do loan signings, I do sellers packages, I do all of that direct, and those companies never ask me, are you NNA certified? They don't. Now, I'm going to be fully honest. I've always said this. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. You do not have to be NNA certified, right? However, it's a big however, if you want to play with the major people, SnapDocs, Signing Order, all the companies that put their orders in these particular platforms, it is a requirement. NNA background checked. Okay, now that's a whole nother topic because most of us are not even ready for that point yet. What we do, we go take the test, we get the certification, and then we don't know what to do. And I had a mentee last night. It was so beautiful. It really was. She was like, it cost me thousands of dollars of jobs that she couldn't take because she messed up a few jobs from not knowing how to properly notarize. Okay. And if you notice, I'm pretty serious about the notarization piece because I already know if you know how to properly notarize, that's the foundation. That is the foundation of your business. And I always say what I teach around here at Notary Educators, it ain't sexy. We don't have a money machine doing all that, okay? Which that happens. My people are making money. They're doing amazing. If you notice, I start putting out some of their testimonies or when we talk in our sessions because it's hard to get people to come on YouTube. But my people are doing amazing. They really are. They're doing loan signings. They're doing field inspections. So much so, my sister sat in on a session again. And one of our people, she has so many field inspections. She said, I had to cut off the notifications. I taught her how to do field inspections. There's a course on that. I have a whole course library. So check it out at notaryeducators.com. And I'll tell you what the courses are really quick. notaryeducators.com. And let me get this comment here. Angela says, I just moved from Florida to Hawaii. Ooh, girl, you have some nice weather wherever you go. I love it. I love it. The weather is weathering. From Florida to Hawaii. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful. And she says, recently separated. Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm only going to say that in that way because I am sorry. I don't know the circumstance. One time I told somebody, I was sorry about the loss of their spouse. And she was like, I'm sorry for what he went through physically, but he was very mean to me and I've been called to peace. And the way she said it was like, don't feel sorry for me. And it's not a sorry in a bad way, but it's a loss. So, I'm sure you're relearning things, relearning life by yourself. Financially, it changes things. So it's a lot of things that go into when you're separated or you lose a spouse. So I feel for you, whatever that may look like, okay? And want to start learning apostille and all being a notary entails slowly, of course. Yeah, Angela. So for you, I recommend, of course, the mentorship program. And the reason I'm going to say that is because it's going to get you all the courses that you need so you can have a full-blown business. And I was just going to go down the course library, and then we meet weekly live. Okay. And then now we're only having the $47 mentorship again. I started with a $27 when I did that for 90 days just to kind of see how it went. And overwhelmingly, people were like, nope, I want to do all in. I mean, it's like, back in the day, you could buy your car and you didn't have to get air. That was an option. Or you can get, are we going way back? You can get a regular radio or a CD player. You had options, right? But most people nowadays, they don't want no watered down version of anything. They want the real deal. So the courses that were in the $27 were the actual courses. That's what I always told people. They were real. That it wasn't nothing watered down. However, I find most people benefit the most from the all-inclusive plan. And that's why I said, you know what, we're going to just go back to one plan. It was working. I wanted to try something different. And that's going to happen in your business. You may decide, hey, I'm going to do this and I want to do that. You may decide you're starting off doing one service. I only want to focus on general notary because I don't want to learn apostilles. And then you're like, oh, but hold up. That's where the money at. Let me learn apostilles. And then you pivot. So that's what we do. Now, we don't do no whole lot of pivoting around here. We're not changing every other day. Today is this, tomorrow is that. Ride this train. No, we do all things notary. We've been doing that consistently for 5 years. That's what we do. We are notaries. We notarize like a pro around here. How do we notarize, my people? How do we notarize? Like a what? Like a what? We notarize like a pro. And once we notarize like a pro, every other part of our business is going to flow. Oh, I like that. We notarize like a pro, and the rest of the business will flow. Anyway, let me tell you some of the courses that are in the course library for those of you who don't know. So we have the Notarize Like a Pro, which again is going to teach you how to administer an oath. Go over those common mistakes that notaries are making that makes them, well, you know what? How about your girl can do this? Hold on. Because I didn't log in so I can show you my screen, but let's do this. And you can go to the website yourself. So we got Notarize Like a Pro. Okay. We have the Apostille Training, and that's going to go step by step how to do apostilles. And then it also covers the Hague process, non-Hague. This is all included in mentorship. Then you got your field inspection course, okay, for those of you who want to do that. And then we have the marketing course, of course, that is so important. Wedding Officiant, taxes, because now we got a lot of people talking taxes because it's getting close. We talked about taxes last night in mentorship. That's another reason why I'm glad we went back to the one plan, because I want everybody to come to everything. I want everybody participating in the chat. You get a group chat that we help you with your assignments if you're stuck. Okay. A lot of the mentees say the chat by itself is priceless. The estate/trust package training is included. You got your master general notary work. Okay. That's your hospitals, nursing homes, how to build out that business step by step. Okay. Because you got to know how to build out that business. I have people, how do I take payment? Do I need an LLC? Do I need an EIN? All of that's covered step by step. All of this is in the mentorship, these courses. Now, as you see here, you can buy them separately, but this is actually every course that's in mentorship plus live training. So you got the translation services. That's a video that I did yesterday. I had a translation job. In fingerprinting, I-9. Okay. All of these are included. Pricing and marketing, you can buy them separately. You got your remote introduction to remote online notary, loan signing A to Z. That's the complete course. Okay. And then Google My Business, because you got to know how to build out that business. So you can check all this out yourself. at notaryeducators.com. I'm going to flip the camera back. All right. So that's where I would have you start. And I get the question all the time. See, Martha's saying I'm afraid of the unknown. So Martha, what we do, Martha, you're in training. So you've been able to watch some of the programs, some of the courses rather. And you see, I do a lot of mock training. So hopefully that helps overcome some of the fear. And I know it's still different from watching it on the video, us talking it out, and then you actually being in front of the client. I know that. But that's why we have the chat too. So if you are sitting at an assignment and it happens all day, that chat runs 7 days a week. 7 days a week. If you are sitting at an assignment and for some reason you have a question, you can just let us know. And I just tell my people, just, let your client know, hey, let me just consult with a peer, or let me talk to my teammate right quick about this. So it's not a big deal if you don't know. We're here for you. Okay. It's not just myself. There are hundreds of notaries in the program. Okay. So we're all here to help you if you have an assignment and you don't know what to do. Now, I'm going to emphasize, I want you to take the training, because we're not sitting there trying to walk you through a whole signing in a chat. No, your questions will be less because you have knowledge. And the knowledge comes from watching the courses. The courses, the online, the weekly meetings, the replays. You have access to all of the replays from the last few years. So I mean, it's a wealth of, the library is just amazing. It's just amazing. It really is. And that's why I am very confident saying we do have the #1 notary education program. We really do. We do. I hesitated initially because nobody want to be bragging about themselves, right? Most people don't. But I realized that who's going to say it if I don't? Well, the people do say it. It's in the reviews. You can read them for yourself. But I need to say it more. So now I am saying it. I am the #1 notary educator. And I'm concerned about the notary space in the sense that a lot of people are telling you, well, there's no money to be made, but there's still a notary. They're still making their money. Don't believe the hype. Don't listen to trainers. Don't listen to coaches and all that. But they're doing 50, 60, 70 signings a month. Why not the same for you? So I've always said that I've been here, not changed. The message hasn't changed at all. Only thing we changed recently is, again, we went from having 2 options back to 1. The message has been the same. Notarize like a pro. At questions equal money. Let's do the darn thing. Okay. Let's see. So Martha said she's afraid of the unknown. We kind of talked about that. S. Abdul says proper training, but that takes time. It does. And again, it doesn't have to take 2 years, 3 years. It doesn't, because and our program is designed where you start watching the courses, you get your supplies, you can start taking assignments without being, again, equally afraid, because you got us here to help you on the back end. And the chat is chatting. Our group chat some days is on fire, and some days is it's kind of chill, but you're gonna learn a lot. Even in the session last night, our mentor session we had a new person with us. She said, well, I'm not doing loan signings yet, but it wasn't just about loan signings. We talked about taxes. We talked about customer service. We talked about witnesses. We talked about the right to cancel. I mean, every session is jam-packed. And it's so funny because you would think, what is it that much to talk about in this notary space? Now, y'all see I'm on YouTube. I can come on YouTube every day. I don't. I'm getting ready to start trying again because I'm so focused on my own business and doing my mentorship program that, sometimes YouTube is, down the list of things to do. But I'm trying to at least start going back at least once a day. But all that being said is, I forgot where I was going with that point, y'all. I gotta start writing stuff down. But anyway, let me get this comment. So, I was saying the mentorship, though, is not just about one topic. And even though that person wasn't ready for loan signing, you can still sit there and listen to a 2-minute conversation about that, because the next topic is going to be something different. So, and we've been doing it, like I said, this is my other point. You would not think it's that much to talk about in this notary space. There's a lot. Every week we meet, it is something different. I promise you. Every week we meet is something different. How do you run a mentorship for 3 years and every week it's a different topic? It really is. I learned stuff, for example, in mentorship really quick. I had a journal, right? And one of our mentees, he said, hey, I'm going to show you my journal. It's 15 to choose from. Okay? 15. This is just a couple of them. It's 15 to choose from. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? So anyway, this is a paper bag. So during one session, one of the mentees was like, hey, I love the journal, but can it come in hardback? Love it. Yes. So that night when he asked me about it, I said, I don't know. I was thinking about it. Tossed it around in my head. I said, what would I have to do to make it hardback? And by the time business ended that day, your girl had hardback. So you got 15 to choose from. This is the car. But this idea, though, the point I'm making is each one teach one. You got the animals. They are so cute. I love them. The white snow leopard. Okay. And they cover everything you need. I even included some questions and answers in there for you. The questions that we commonly ask, screening questions. In the front, there's a sample oath in there. Everything. And the last one, which is everyone's favorite, besides the animals, is the purple. So anyway, shout out to Mr. Eric. And then we had another mentee, family, Mr. Kent. He was like, hey, you need to get you a Google review card. I already knew about it, but I wasn't actually using it. I knew about it. But he was actually using it, making a killing with it, like getting reviews and stuff. So I was like, hey, wait a minute. That night, I ordered one for me. I ordered one for Jeff. It's on the Notary supply list, which is completely free at notaryeducators.com. You can see it there. It's under free resources. It's under resources. It's also on the Notary supply list under Notary supplies. So I did do a couple little changes to the website. You can look at it at your leisure, notaryeducators.com. But I added, let me show y'all this right quick while I'm here. While I can flip it. Let's see. We're going to flip it. So we are Notary Educators together. Okay, so here you can see this is what the program includes. This is our weekly session for October. Oh, actually September. I need to change this because we had our last session last night. But within the program, you can read it for yourself. Everything's included. Your whole on-demand library. Okay, all your courses, literally, that you need to do this business. Then you also get the private chat, which is 7 days a week. Real help. That's not a joke. And we meet live weekly. You do get signing company, a list of signing companies. You get all the replays. I need to change that because it's more than 50. You get the tip sheets, demand, counter offer letters, marketing templates. I mean, literally everything you need. And there is no contract. You can cancel at any time, but you have to cancel yourself. Just like you enrolled yourself, you have to cancel yourself. So you can't say, call me and say, hey, Kimmi, I want to cancel. Well, Kimmi didn't enroll you. You enrolled yourself. So you have to unenroll, okay? And it's not a big deal. You just go to your settings, the little picture of yourself, the little avatar, and picture of yourself, or avatar, because some people don't know what that is. And then you cancel, But we hope you don't. All right, what else we got? Proper training. Okay, a place for her says, afraid to stamp things wrong, which I signed up for your program. So a place for her, see, that's what I was saying last night. A lot of people are here with different names on YouTube, so I don't know that they're in the program. All right, so I see, may I ask how many of you received your email that I was going live, or Facebook? How did you find out today I was going live? I'm trying to see what worked. So help a sister out. Was it by Facebook? Because I did advertising on Facebook. I did send out an email. How did you know today I was going live? Or did you just happen to see it? Write something in there for them. You can put an E for email if you don't want to type out the whole thing. You can put an F for Facebook or a Y for YouTube. How did you know I was going live today? Tell me right quick. Angela says, you're adorable. Your consideration is epic. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I genuinely want people to win, Angela. That's how I've been able to do this so long. Hey, Miss Alethea, we got her all straightened out last night. Pamela J, how are you? Like a pro. Martha, like a pro. That's a shirt, Kimmy. I should think about that. We notarize like a pro. I love that. I love that idea. I'll write that down. I have to see, can I get that? Now, y'all know people be watching me, right? So if y'all see somebody come out with my shirt, you already know. Because people, they say imitation. We won't call it stealing. We won't say that. But imitation is the best form of flattery. So I have a lot of people that are flatterizing. Is that a word? They copy. But, being transparent, I may see something someone else is doing, and I'm like, you know what? I like that. I think I'm going to do that. I like that. So I'm all for, it's all good. You see something, I like it, vice versa, right? But I don't like the petty, and I don't like disrespect, because I've seen that a few times too. Somebody trying to shade your product or whatever. I think we can all go along and get along. It's enough business for everyone. Even in your own business, in your local area, a lot of times I hear people say, well, it's already oversaturated, but nobody can do you. Nobody can do you like you. Nobody can do me. I can't do Martha. So it's the same thing. Nobody can do someone else. They can try, they can imitate it. Somebody can come on, put a flower in their head, but they still ain't gonna be me. This is me, right? Born like that. I wake up in the morning, Jeff is like, could you chill out just a little bit? I don't know what's going on in that chat, but I'm hearing it go off a lot. So if someone is here on YouTube with me, can you tell me if it's something in the chat that I need to be addressing? Because I am live. All right. Let's see. A place for her. Martha, I'm going to look into that shirt too, for real. A place for her says, I just signed up for the 27 last month. Are you no longer offering that? No, you can keep it as long as you're here. Yep, it's not going away. No, we don't do stuff like that, baby. No, you can keep it as long as you're in that program you're grandfathered in. Yeah, we're just not offering it anymore. But yeah, you can stay in that program. Spoken Seed says, I want to know how to do these POAs. Yes, Spoken Seed, because that's where the money is. So another way to say POAs, power of attorneys, for those of you who may be new, is a power of attorney is when someone is, maybe they're having a medical procedure, they're just getting their financials in order, their estate. You hear a lot about estate/trust documents. One of those will be a POA, power of attorney. And it's like I'm saying, in my case, my husband can be POA or power attorney. In fact, for me, if I can't speak for myself, he can make decisions for me. So I do have a whole estate/trust course. If you don't want to be a part of mentorship, you don't have to. They're all included in the mentorship, but you don't have to. Again, you can just buy the estate/trust course, and it will teach you everything you need to know about processing and notarizing estate and trust packages. You'll hear a lot of people say you have to be certified to do that. You do not need certification, but what you do need to have is knowledge. Okay? You do need to have proper knowledge and education on how to do these documents correctly. So you don't have to be certified. I'm going to be clear with you. I'm not peddling that because it's not a requirement. It's not, but you do need to know what you're doing. You do need to know what is an attorney in fact, who is the affiant, okay? Those are terms that you want to know because you want to be as a professional. So again, check out the estate/trust course, or it's included in mentorship, okay? And then we talk weekly. If you're in mentorship, we have the live chat again, 7 days a week, all right? So S. Abdul say, is that the $47 package? Yeah. So look at the mentorship on the website. Everything is crystal clear. There's one mentorship program, $47. It includes all 16 courses. It includes everything you see there. So if you take 2 seconds just to read the description, you will be clear if the program is better for you or if you would prefer to buy the courses individually. And if you want it individually, it's 60% off, and the coupon code is WIN2025. WIN2025. And that's 60% off. Okay. Any individual course you want. Not off the mentorship. The mentorship is $47 flat fee per month. All inclusive, the only membership you'll need. Guaranteed. Nah, can I guarantee that? I can. Nah, but for real, it's only a mentorship you'll need. It's totally up to you how long you want to stay, you know. But that's it. That's the plan. Whitney, hey Whitney. Whitney says, how much is mentorship again? It's $47. Yep. 47. Martha says she's watched it. S. Abdul is checking thumbs up. Martha saying thank you. Number one. Oh, appreciate it, Marcel. Marcel trained with us. Actually, Marcel trained with us years ago. She's been rocking with us for a long time. I really want her on my program. She knows some stuff, but she's so shy. But she's the bomb.com. CC, no more $27. Yeah, so if you're in the $27 program, you are in the $27 program till you leave. We're not taking it away from you. Yeah, so that's why I didn't send out like a big announcement or whatever. If you're in that program, you're in the program. Your grandfather, you stay there, right? Now, but going forward, we're going back to the original program, which was $47 a month. I made a business decision. And it was based on the needs of the people too. Anything I ever do is based on your needs. So it's not just what Kimmi want to do. Nah, Kimmi think about what the people want, what the people need. So everyone is like, well, they would be in session, our live sessions, and they're like, well, I'm not in the chat. No, it's not included in the $27 because it takes manpower to run that chat. Okay. And I have the mentees we're running it a little bit differently now too. It's not just me answering all the questions, and because I had a full team before, it was myself, Alexis, Angela, and Jeffrey does more of our tech stuff. So if you get stuck and your computer's not working, he does most of our tech stuff. But all that being said, now it's kind of me, and we're really designing it the way it was supposed to be in the first place, and that's the community helping each other. So again, our community, our notary family is amazing. We have people from Nevada, California, Georgia, Tennessee, Illinois. Did I say Georgia? I don't remember. Many states, Texas, a lot of Texans. Texans love your girl. I love them. Yeah, a lot of Texans though. We got a lot. So and actually this is how well our members are doing. They're actually starting to teach. I'm so excited for them. So we already had our first student teacher, which was Lisa. She taught last month. These are all in the replays if you need to go back and watch them. She taught about loan signing. She gave some loan signing tips because of course I have courses on everything that they're going to be talking about, right? But these students have excelled or exceed in these certain areas. And I just love how they're doing in their business. So I'm not opposed to them teaching my people and their fellow members, hey, give them some tips on how you do field inspections. I got somebody doing that next month. Angela's going to be doing field inspections for us. I might even see, can I get her to do some mystery shopping? You know what? That'll be another session because I wanted to write a course on that too. I actually wrote it. I just need to record it on mystery shopping. But she's going to be talking field inspections. And then we have Lori is one of our members too. She's going to be doing customer service. So customer service, guys, we have to get back into customer service. And Lori does very well at that. So we're going to have a customer service session. So this is how well our mentees are doing now. I actually am using them to do some teaching. And that fills my heart. I cannot even tell you. It really does. It fills my heart that they are doing their thing so well that now they can actually speak on it. And again, I'm trying to get more people to do YouTube with me. If you're out there and you want to come on my YouTube channel with me and we talk shop, let me know. You don't have to be a part of the mentorship program. You do not have to be a part of the mentorship program. If you just want to join me on YouTube, talking shop, talking notary, talk about your business, info@notaryeducators.com. Okay, info@notaryeducators.com. We will talk via StreamYard. So if you want to just highlight your business, I'm all for that too. I will investigate your business. But if you just want to talk a little shop, get a little advertisement, hey, that's all good, okay? So, because I really don't mind inviting other people on my platform. I don't. All right. So I hope that was clear, CC. So yes, if you're already in the $27, you're golden. If you're not already in the $27, the only package going forward is back to the original, which is $47. Okay. Marcel says, I did 2 notary jobs yesterday, made $170 less than 2 hours. Marcel. Yes. Love it. You got to know how to price your services too. You got to. All that's covered in the training. It's a pricing course. You would say, well, Kimmi, it's a whole course on how to price. Yes. Every part of our business is a skill set. Every part of our business is a skill set. Every part. Every part. Pricing, marketing, everything. Knowing how to properly notarize. These are all different skill sets. And you can't have one without the other. What if you know how to price your services, but you don't know how to notarize? You gonna have a business for very long? What if you know how to notarize, but you don't know how to price? You still don't have no business, okay? What if you know how to notarize and price, but you don't know how to market? So you gotta build the house, people. You gotta build the house. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not. But you got somebody here that's willing to walk with you step by step, even building out your business. How are you going to accept payments? Right? How? Is Cash App okay? Zelle okay? In my world, I take everything. But there are some people that teach, don't take Zelle as ghetto. Not Zelle as ghetto. They say Zelle is too much fraud. So they tell you don't use Zelle. Then they tell you don't use Cash App because it's ghetto. Well, excuse me, that's what my client is using. That's what I'm using. I've not had any problems. Now, I did send off that one Zelle by mistake to the wrong person. Funny now, but it wasn't funny when it happened. It was not. Okay, here we go. Lori W. Like a Pro. And that's our Lori who's going to be teaching customer service in October. I'm going to change that schedule too in a minute. All right. Ooh, Busy Diva. How cute is that? Busy Diva views. Good morning from downtown Houston. What's up? What's up? Glad you came across my feed. Oh, I'm glad too. Welcome. It's your first time. So, yeah, welcome. Pamela got the email. Yay. CC got the email. Martin, first recommended video on YouTube. Well, all right, Martin, welcome. I'm loving to hear that. All right now. Martha got the notification. Angela just saw me. Cool. Abdul saw the YouTube. Guys, this is great information. Busy Diva said I just came across their feed. Sheila was like, YouTube. Marcel got the email. Cool. YouTube. A place from her says, my name is Elisa. Hey, Elisa. A place for her, Kimmi. We met a couple weeks ago. Oh, Elisa. Where did we meet? In the chat? You're in the group, right? Oh, I remember. And you said you prefer to be called Lisa, right? Tell me if that's you. Okay. Sheena, what's up? How are ya? Hey, Lisa. Late but made it. You're good, girl. I know life be lifing out there. Welcome. I was just talking about how you taught one of our sessions recently, and our group is just growing so amazingly that now I have you all teaching sessions, and that's really touching my heart. You guys are doing amazing. You really are. Busy Diva says, I've watched you on YouTube in the past. I'll look into joining your mentorship. Cool. We'll look for you, okay? Spoken Seed, so they got the email. Sheena says, true, I'm the best me. Oh, yes, Sheena. I love it because you know what? No one again can do you. They cannot. So some people say, and I thought it too, when I was starting YouTube, I was like, oh man, it's already so many people talking about notary. Oh, it's this person, it's that person. And she's young, and he's this, and she's that. And 90% of them are not even around anymore, okay? They were doing it because YouTube was popular and because the notary subject was popular during COVID. I accidentally fell into it. I was already a notary before too, but I was a what we call a word notary. I didn't know nothing about this notary business. My job was like, hey, we need a notary. I went and got a stamp, and I'm just stamping papers. Didn't know why. No journal, no information. I'm just stamping papers. Crazy when you think about it. In the state of Michigan and the state of Georgia is like, go do you. Here's your commission, a piece of paper. Go order some supplies and start stamping. Are you kidding? Now that I know all that's involved, and that's why my sister at first was reluctant and hesitant. She was like, I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing all that. Now she deal with people vital signs and all kinds of stuff all day long in the middle medical, but a regular piece of paper, she was intimidated. She was like, not even trying it. Not even trying it. Until she saw me do this one job, which was an apostille. And she was like, for what? And she kept saying that. So you'll see her. Hopefully Monday, she's supposed to let me interview her. Yeah, it's real. It's real, but you got to know your business. You have to know your craft, okay? If you do not, listen to me. If you don't know your business, you have no business doing business, okay? If you don't. Okay, let's keep going right quick because I'm going to start wrapping this up. A place for her says, thank you so much, Kimmi. But God, praise, yes. Lisa says, Paula is saying she's having a hard time. She feels stuck. Paula, what's she stuck about, Lisa? I'm going to come check it out in a minute. I'll be over there when I finish this. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I hear the chat going, so y'all must be helping her out. I don't know what she's stuck about. I don't think she even had a job yet. Oh, Paula. She just started. She just started last week. Paula's trying to watch everything in 1 day, 2 days. It happens because you're so excited, and I get that. But I don't even know what the chat is about, but I can only figure because it happens all day long. People join mentorship, and then they want to watch all 16 videos in 1 day and then go start the business tomorrow. Yeah, you're overwhelmed. It's like, what do they say? How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. You can't watch all 16 videos and then it's cool. We gonna go handle it. Because I was like, who's Paula? I thought about it. She just started, so I only imagine what's happening. Thank you, Lisa. I'll be there in a minute. Busy Diva says, I fell into an estate trust. That's a big job. Yeah, you don't want to be falling into work, you know? You want to know what you're doing. That way, when you get that next phone call after you watch the estate/trust training, let's do this. Let's get our 3 figures for doing it, okay? Anywhere $100, $150 plus, because you got to provide witnesses typically, okay? So we don't want to just fall into it. Like you said, you want to know what you're doing. That's what you're afraid of. It's like, I don't want to just be guessing at somebody paying me and I'm trying to charge more money. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to charge them $25. And then you're going to say, Kimmi, I charge $25 for the estate package. First of all, so you made a mistake with your pricing. And number 2, you didn't really know how to notarize. So that's another reason why you didn't feel confident even to ask for the money. You know, you haven't invested in your training. You're not invested in yourself. So it's just one big circle. So let us put the circle together and join Notary Educators Mentorship Program, okay? And you can join whenever you want to. So that's another question I get. Well, you guys already been doing it for a while. Doesn't matter where you are in your journey. The way the program is created, you come in and you start with Notarize like a pro. Somebody else might already like Busy Diva coming in. She might know how to properly notarize. Now she needs to focus on estate for a minute. Now, I always eventually tell people to go back because it's stuff that they have missed. I don't care how long you've been a notary. If you've not had any training, you just kind of winged it or wung it, then you actually, you need proper training. Because I see that all the time. people have been doing it forever. They're like, oh, I didn't know I was doing that wrong. Well, now I told you, let's do it right. All right. Here we go. As I do, got a green check mark. CC says, I'm sorry. I missed the $27. My budget is tight. So where should I start? Yeah, either it's gonna be the $47 mentorship program where everything's included, or buy whatever course you think is going to help you, depending on where you are in your journey. So if you're just starting out, it's going to be Notarize Like a Pro to buy that one course. If I always tell people, if you can only buy one course to get started, if you're brand new to this business and you're just starting, you can only buy one. Notarize Like a Pro. Notarize Like a Pro. Because that's where everything starts. And you can come back and just buy them as you can. You know, no pressure. We're going to be here. We've been here. We're going to be here. And Marcel and Lisa was able to make a little connection. I'm glad about that. Yes. Let's go, Marcel. Lisa got the email. Okay, cool. Lisa. Okay. Okay, a place for her. Cool. Lisa. Hey, Jasmine. How you doing, honey? Busy Diva says, that's how I got started through my job. They still pay for my traditional commission, but I pay for my ride and business side. Yep. Yep. That's how a lot of people get started. That's how a lot of people get started. Is, you know, their job told them about it. They needed a notary. And they say, hey, we need somebody to be a notary. And it's like, we need you. But your job doesn't teach you how to be a notary. They just want you to stamp that paper. So you don't know what you're stamping, why you're stamping it, or why you're stamping it, rather. So your job is no better than the state that gave you the commission. It's kind of irresponsible. Could you imagine them giving out driver's license and you don't have no driver's test? Even if they have the driving test, like when I took driver's ed, it was a long time ago. I had to do driver's ed, driving test, and then I got the license, right? So I had some training before I even took the test. Nowadays, you can, I don't know. I guess you don't have to do driver's ed probably, but you might have to pay for a course. I don't know how they do it. Or somebody might just self-teach and start driving. But even in the notary space, it's kind of irresponsible. That's why a lot of states are going to a little training now. Like even in Georgia, you got to do a little training. It's a $10 test. And then they'll give you the commission. But even that, they don't teach you what I teach you because I've been doing it in real life. Your representative in Congress that's writing the notary law is not out here stamping papers. Okay? They're not out here stamping papers. They can't teach you how to be something that they're not. They can't. They can't teach you how to be a notary because they're not notaries. The people writing the laws. Typically, they're not notaries. It's just somebody that says, I think they should have an ID. Well, duh. I think they should have to write that down somewhere. What if they got to go back? So again, I'm a notary. I'm a notary educator. And I don't write laws, but I'll help you so you don't get in trouble out there. How about that? Sheilika says, hi, I'm in Oklahoma. Yes. How can I meet up with you for help and guidance? Please, please, please. The signing agent course is 109. Is that correct? So we meet weekly live, Sheilika. We meet weekly live in the mentorship program. I don't do any one-on-one training. As of now, we're trying to see, can we get that back in play? But right now, we don't do any one-on-one. But the way our program works is everyone is in mentorship and you watch the courses. Then after you watch the course, we will help you via the weekly sessions, or you can ask questions 7 days a week, literally. From 9 o'clock in the morning, we usually start till around 11-ish at night because I got a lot of people on West Coast time. Got a lot of people in California, Nevada. So those people are still getting signings when everybody else on the East Coast are asleep. So we're 7 days a week. Typically, I'll shut the chat down where I'm participating, usually around midnight. I've had to take calls after midnight. Or help to chat somebody in a chat or something after midnight because again, I got a lot of people on the West Coast, a lot of people. So the chat does run 7 days a week, but the way it's been redesigned is that the community is helping each other even more. And that's the part I'm so proud of. So much so that now I can actually have some of them come start teaching. Yeah. I'm very proud about that. So you'll start seeing more and more of my people You know, like I said, I can't get people on YouTube. That's okay. That's okay. But they are doing their thing. A lot of them walking in silence. Somebody asked my sister to be a witness. Me and her both served as a witness for somebody. I talked about that the other day. I don't know if it was on YouTube or the mentorship. I don't remember. I think it was here, but we both served as a witness, and she'll tell you her story Monday. Join us Monday. I'll send out emails. But anyway, she came to be a witness, but I forgot why I was telling you that. But anyway, so that's the best way, Sheila, is join mentorship in 7 days a week. I forgot why I was telling you that. Yeah, but the chat runs 7 days, and that's how we help you. Jasmine talking about now we're eating elephants. Yes, Jasmine, that is a saying. Oh my God, what am I gonna do with you? Spoken Seed says amen. Busy Diva says right. S. Abdul says training in Georgia did not teach anything. Yeah, and that's really facts, honestly. And then they expect you to go out here and not make mistakes. And that's why you're afraid. You get the commission, you don't know what to do. You've invested money into your printers. You got all this stuff that everybody told you to buy, but no one's taking time to actually teach you the business. That's what we do at Notary Educators. And when I say take the time, you got to put your part in there. Watch the courses. They're very simple, not a whole lot of modules, like I said. And then we help you. We got you. Excuse me, people. I need to find something to eat. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, but I want to, again, encourage you all to check out the mentorship program, notaryeducators.com. Hey, Orange. Is it orangey? Orange. I love it. You know, I love me some orange. Orange, since you just joined us, do you have any questions for me? Because I'm going to start wrapping up. And it looks like you just joined us. I'm going to give you a few more minutes for those that just joined. Any questions? So back to the mentorship though, and like we're already saying, your state is going to give you the commission. You're a notary, but now what? You're a notary, you still don't know how to stamp a paper. You're a notary, but you don't know what a jurat is, acknowledgement is. Should I really administer an oath? Do I need a journal? What's an embosser? How do I change the venue? What is a venue? Okay. Notarize like a pro is me after training. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate it. I really do. Well, I'll call her back in a minute because I want to say a proper bye. Somebody's calling me, but I'm gonna call them right back. So, guys, on behalf of Notary Educators, though, I appreciate that spoken seed. I really do. Check out all things notary at notaryeducators.com. Notaryeducators.com. I'll see you over at mentorship, or we'll be talking in the chat. Okay. Hopefully sooner than later. And don't be scared, guys, for real. With proper training, you too can have a successful, thriving business. Martha says, thank you, Kimmi. I appreciate all you do, and congrats to all of the ladies that's going to be teaching. Yes. Spoken Seed, we got a lot of people in Texas, so come on. Again, Martha, thank you so much. And the ladies are doing amazing. I have a couple gentlemen I want to start bringing out of the back, too. I have one, he was talking about, oh, dog it. I think it was something with AI or Canva. And I was thinking about using him for that. I haven't had a conversation with him yet, but he talked about it in one of the sessions. So you never know who's listening too. When you're talking about stuff. Hey, is it Martian P? Come on through. Ohio is in the house. We got, I'm trying to think, do we have somebody from Ohio right this second? I have had many Ohio students. I really can't think right now, but it doesn't matter because we're all everywhere helping each other, okay? So come on through. It don't matter where you're from, all nations. I mean, all 50 states. Well, we do have people from different nationalities too, so nations. But all states are invited nationwide, okay? All right, guys. Well, on behalf of Notary Educators with Kimmi, I will see you over in chat or again in the live mentorship, okay? Much success. And don't stamp no paper without proper training. Okay, bye, guys.